My name's Linda Haslam-Stroud. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm president of the Ontario Nurses Association, which is the union for 57,000 registered nurses and allied health professionals in Ontario.
Now, I know as nurses you're going to be extremely interested in one of the issues that kept coming up in the recent federal election campaign, namely the renewal of the Canada Health Accord. What's your angle on this?
The Health Accord is going to be renewed. The government that has been elected has said that they will agree to a 6% increase in a funding escalator. The problem with that is that we need some accountabilities attached to those monies. We're hoping that with the renewal of the Health Accord that we can have a national pharmacare program, that we can actually have a national strategy on healthcare for Canadians. And what that's about is right now the Canada Health Act only provides funding actually for hospitals. So we want to ensure that the monies that we are investing in healthcare also apply to the community, to home care, to long-term care, so that we have a continuity of care for seniors, for all the public of Canada. And the third area is that it really is a disgrace right now, the services we're presently providing to seniors, Aboriginals, as an example, disabled, and our mental health patients. And that certainly needs to be looked at. So those are the three main areas for the Health Accord. Very concerned that they're just going to basically put a 6% money transfer without any accountability. So I think we as the healthcare advocates for the public and the CLC need to be right there on the front line, ensuring that those priorities for us as the Canadians are met.
But if Stephen Harper's in the driver's seat, how are you going to achieve these goals?
Well, the reality is that the public has healthcare as one of their number one priorities. So I don't think he can turn a blind eye to that. I think we need to be professional about it. We need to be vocal, and he respects the nursing voice in Canada. And so we're hoping that we can be there on the front lines with him, talking about what needs to be implemented. As well, we actually have a very good liaison with the ministers of health in each of the provinces as the Canadian Federation of Nurses Unions, all the presidents of all the unions across Canada, the nursing unions. So we're hoping that that liaison as well will assist us.
And I presume that these decisions are not Harper's alone to make.
Absolutely not. I mean, it is not going to be just Harper's decision. He's going to be looking to his Minister of Health. He's also going to be looking to the provinces. And overall, everyone should be looking at us, the nurses.
If there's no accountability in a new accord, what kind of impacts do you fear?
Well, the fear is that we are going to continue down the road of privatization, which we, of course, support as the labour movement and certainly as nurses across Canada, a publicly funded, a publicly administered, and a publicly delivered healthcare system. So the concern regarding further privatization.
And that was something that Harper skirted around during the campaign.
Exactly. He did skirt around it. He has his boys in the back room that are very clearly identifying that that's where they believe the cost savings are. Where the cost savings really could be is if you looked at a national pharmacare program as an example, there could be over $13 billion in cost savings across Canada. Those could then be invested in a national healthcare strategy for all of Canadians.
So you will need to create a great deal of upward pressure from the ground up at the provincial level, at the national level, in order to see the results you want.
Absolutely. I mean, they can talk about unions and about associations in relation to healthcare as being the rhetoric. What we need is the grassroots, the communities, the people of Canada continuing their identification of priorities as healthcare as a number one issue for this government. And I believe that they have already been doing that, and we are going to be out there ensuring that they continue to do that for the benefit of all Canadians.
Now, on a related note, your association has a public campaign called Value the
Value the invaluable.
Value the invaluable. Tell me about the campaign.
Our campaign is a multi-million-dollar campaign. We've done a number of campaigns over the last 5-6 years, but this one is looking at more of a positive swing on healthcare and the registered nurses that provide the acute care in Ontario. And what we're talking about is you need to value the invaluable, which are nurses. We have promo ads out there on bus shelters. We've had radio ads, basically comparing us to pro athletes, and not a negative against pro athletes and the salaries that they make, but certainly saying if only registered nurses were valued like a pro athlete, if only registered nurses, as an example, were valued as much as the Vancouver Canucks last night, who just got on to the next round in the NHL were. So we're out there basically identifying that RNs are valuable. We are a cost saver to the healthcare system, and having registered nurses in the system actually benefits our patients because their health actually improves. That's the very clear documented evidence, and so that's our take on the value of the invaluable.
What kind of feedback are you getting on it?
Absolutely positive feedback. The public is very, very positive. They look at nurses as one of the most respected professions, and they know that we're their patient advocates. They know we're there to speak for them and to ensure that they get high quality health care. So it's been a very positive campaign. It's kept the nurses and the Nurses Union, the Ontario Nurses Association, in the limelight with the provincial government as we go through bargaining for over 50,000 nurses in Ontario. And the federal government as well knows we're out there.
And it's positive.
It's absolutely positive. I mean, we've done a number of campaigns, still not enough nurses, cutting nurses, cutting care, identifying the number of positions that have been deleted. This campaign is actually identifying that our patients will be healthier if we can preserve, protect, and sustain the workforce with the registered nurses that are providing the care to them.
Great idea. You have final thoughts you might like to leave us with?
No, CLC convention is always great to liaise with the rest of my Labour colleagues across Canada. We are all here for the same reason, to be able to have good jobs and to sustain a quality of life in Canada that many other countries would be desperate to have.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.